Describing my work falls into something that I also try to avoid. We often are accustomed to saying, well, I'm a carpenter, I'm a hairdresser. These are things that self-identify, but it doesn't say anything about the individual. So as a person that does healing work, I find it challenging to say I'm a healer, because ultimately all I'm doing is creating safe space for healing to happen. It's all about providing safe space for people to find their own personal empowerment. The bottom line, the short answer for me would be spirit worker, Anderson Feri witch, conjure man, healer. I work in shamanic practices. I avoid using the term shaman because that indicates very specific indigenous training, but the practices that I employ are quite similar in some respects. Reiki is a form of touch healing. It originates out of Japan. It's just like any other form of touch healing. They all essentially are tapping into the same idea. Reiki is two words meaning universal, rei. It's like universal or kind of all-encompassing. And ki is like chi, so it's essentially universal energy or universal healing energy. And so it's just channeling and directing that energy into the client that you're working on. And then it has a few symbols and things that identify it as being a little bit different than other forms of touch healing. But essentially, at its root, it's just a form of touch healing. Conjure essentially is a reference to a form of American folk magic, generally recognized as coming out of the South. It's a combination in various degrees, a mixture of African traditions, Native American traditions, Western European mysticism, and some form of Christianity. Depending on where it falls in the South, those blends will vary from a lot to little on different components of that, as well as the type of Christianity, be it Catholic or Protestant. So there are lots of practices that were done in the South that have some root that is similar, but their execution may look very, very different and can be quite family specific even. Essentially folk magic that has grown up within the United States with some combination of that mixture. Crossings are removing a cross, a fixed condition. A cross is essentially a hex, a curse, or things that have been placed on someone. Oftentimes these are not done intentionally. It can be something as simple as jealousy, envy, gossip, these kinds of things. But things that are crossing or stopping someone from being able to move forward. It's like a stumbling block, and being able to go in and do a working to remove those stumbling blocks so that their roads are open so that they can move forward in their life. I'm initiated in what's called Anderson Feri. It is a tradition of American witchcraft, and it is a blend of some more American folk magic, what comes out of the South, known as conjure or spirit working. Also, there's some huna that has been blended in, as well as some African traditions. All of this has come from Victor and Cora Anderson, and then has been passed down from teacher to student. Spell work, the easiest way that I like to describe it is like goal setting with lots of accoutrement. For example, if I would like to do a working for prosperity, to bring abundance into my life, then I may do a working that may involve a candle. It might involve a petition paper, meaning writing down on a sheet of paper what it is that I'm wanting to bring in. And there's a variety of different ways that you may go about casting that spell or creating that spell, such as candles, paper, incense. There may be chanting, dancing, all kinds of these things, bring in energy, and also employ other allies to come in and help support the working that you're trying to do. We have a pop culture view of what a psychic is. It's a term that I generally try to avoid. It comes with a lot of extra baggage. There's some pre-assumptions as to what a psychic is, and that can be a hurdle to try and overcome when someone walks in the door with that sort of preconceived notion. What a psychic means to me is someone who is able to tap into extra information, be it through extrasensory information, expanding their awareness beyond just the limitation of their 5 senses. For myself, it's employing connections with spirit beings that have been with me all my life, as well as being able to work in both the seen and the unseen world, to connect with information from the unseen world and able to bring that over into the seen world, working with clients, myself, students, to help grow, heal, whatever the need might be.
UCKYA